Hello, everybody. It is I, Becca Lori Hector, here with Being Becca Live. As you can see, I am not in my office. What? Now, last week I was outside. This week it is pretty out there, but it's not quite as warm as it was. So, and it's a little windy. So I'm inside today, but this is upstairs. I am alone this morning again. So we are back in our little routine, Antonio and I, with when he does his stuff and when I do my stuff. And so yay. I'm alone, and so I was upstairs working up here. My couch is that way, which is why I just look that way. And that's usually where I sit. I have a lot of writing to do, you guys. It's like heavy on the brain here that I have a lot of writing to do. I have ideas in my head. I have whatever. But in any case, so I was alone and I was upstairs and I was really focused, as you know we get, working on stuff. And I realized, oh, crap, I have live stream today. And then I said, oh, double crap, it's almost time. F it. Fuck it. I'm going to just do it from upstairs. So I'm upstairs at my kitchen table. It's our really very full, oh, look, it's the Huggle. It's our very full tree here, our coat tree, to get out the side door over here. But so I'm hoping also that you might get a visual of some of the animals. They'll probably be walking around and stuff. In any case, here I am at my kitchen table, and Being Back Alive is sort of where we all get together and discuss some aspect of being an adult autistic alive right now, trying to get out into the world and be the best autistic person they can be. And that's what we're here talking about today. Some part of that's what I do here. Hey, Stevie. Hey, Bill. Thanks so much for joining me today. I love seeing you guys here. So the last 2 weeks, we've been really heavily talking about toxic people and how to avoid and find toxic people and things like that. So that's sort of been what we've been working on here. But we're going to move on today. Hey, Bernard. Good morning, afternoon. I don't know what it is for you, Morgan. Hi, Morgan. So it's great to see you guys here. And that's what we're going to be getting to. But for those of you who follow my live streams, who follow the channel pretty closely and join me for Growing Gratitude, you will know that on Sunday afternoon, or Sunday morning, really, I was headed to do my joy for the day, which is to create the cat tree. So I want to give you guys, hey, Joe, I want to give you guys a cat tree update because Mama made a mistake. So I was obsessed with getting them a new cat tree, and I was really obsessed with the height of the cat tree. I really wanted it to be a very tall cat tree. And in my hyper focus of looking for a well-priced tall cat tree, I ended up buying one that is for normal-sized cats. And I don't have normal-sized cats. I have Maine Coons, and they are large cats. And so I always have to buy litter boxes and cat trees and cat beds for large cats, right? I can't just buy for regular cats. Well, Mama made a mistake, and Mama forgot to look at that part. And so it is a cat tree for regular cats. And what I've been watching in sadness for the last few days is watching my big giant cats try to fit into these little cubes that aren't the right size for them, or sleep on these tiny platforms that they don't fit on. And it's made me as a mom very sad. So I'm going to donate this cat tree to the animal shelter and get them one that's the proper size because it was my bad. But for right now, that is the situation. And what you will see is that is one of our smaller Maine Coons, Nara, and she's been letting herself sleep on that little tiny square. None of the rest of them are on the couch. Why, you ask? Because they don't fit. They just don't fit. So I took a really funny picture of them all trying to fit on this tiny cat tree because I thought, well, if I do live stream and nobody's on it, which nobody's on it, right? How am I going to express to you guys what it's like to look at them? So I took this picture of them from last night. So, oh, the glare. Okay, so you can kind of see how everybody's really tucked in there, right? See, Washi's the orange one on top. He can barely even sit on top of it. And that one cat with the leg hanging off, that's what I want. You guys, quiet, please. Quiet. That is my one normal-sized cat, right? So that's the deal. That's what I had going on. So this weekend, my joy looking forward is I bought them the exact same one that I bought the first time, which I should have just done from the get-go anyway. And that one's on its way, so they will have the right catch tree soon enough. But I had to share that with you guys. Quiet Gussie. He's very overexcited. They're all very excited today. I hope I can get through the live stream. So anyway, I decided today was going to be kind of a weird day. So I was sort of lost for a topic. I've just been, trying to keep my head up with everything that's been going on here. And so I really didn't have a very good topic that I could think of to do for today. And then it occurred to me as I was kind of going about my regular stuff that I had a conversation with someone in my town, and it happens to be someone in my town that I respect a lot. And I realized that I had questions to ask her, but I was struggling with how to approach her and how to talk to her. And I was feeling anxious about it. And I was like, oh, Antonio, you talk to her all the time. So can you just message? I'm so bad at this social piece, right? And I don't know what it is about this person, right? That's not something I usually struggle with. And then I was sitting there with it. I'm like, what is this weird feeling about? I don't get it. Like, why? This is someone I see all the time, someone who knows who I am. I know who they are, like that kind of thing. So weird. But then I realized that I recognized the feeling. And so it took me a little while, because I have alexithymia, to figure out what that feeling was. It wasn't quite anxiety. It wasn't quite, I don't know. I couldn't place it. And then I figured out what it was. It was that this person has a job that I envy, right? They do a career and do it well, and an arena that I envy, that is something that I once considered to be a job and that kind of thing. So that got me thinking, you guys. What it really felt like was that I kind of had a crush on this person, right? That it was like a career crush. I didn't know what else to call it. So that's what I wrote in the calendar for today was, let's talk about career crushes. And that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, because I'm not sure if I'm the only one who has this experience. So you guys who have watched me for a very, very long time will remember a while back when the weather was nicer. I think it was back in the early fall, like September, October. I shared with you guys that the coroner of our county came to the food truck for a sandwich, right? And I nearly fell over, and I could barely take her order and all of this other stuff because I had a career crush on her. Being a coroner or medical examiner was a really long time dream of mine. And so I got really kind of unnerved. And I guess it's the way that other people feel around celebrities, maybe, or around rock stars, that kind of thing. And I just felt like incommunicative. And so that's because I crush on her career. Like, I would love to have done that with my life. That's something that would have been acceptable for me, and something that I sought after for a really long time, right? And this other person happens to be a veterinarian. But bing, bing, yay, someone else who I also have a career crush on, right? Another career that I could have seen myself doing. And here's someone who chose that path and does it well, right? So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about that. And I wondered, as we kind of have worked along this whole live stream thing, we've all kind of discussed in a few of our conversations the ways that masking comes about, right? And the way that what we use it for, what place it fills, that kind of thing. And Bill, I know you and I have had lots of little tiny chats about this because we're fascinated with this, right? So here's my next piece to that puzzle. These career crushes, right? I had them on other people who had these careers previously to the people I know, right? So it's definitely the career and not the human, right? And then here's the other piece. When I was a little kid, it used to happen all the time, right? Because I was always trying to imagine what it would be like to be an adult and what kind of adult I wanted to be, and how I wanted to be seen by the world, and what was a topic that was interesting to me enough to have made that a career, right? And so I think even as a little girl, there was this sense of well, I really would like to present to the world as someone who is in the STEM fields, right? That was really what I wanted to do. So science, technology, I forgot what the E is, education, I think, and math, which is not my thing. But all of the science stuff, right? I always wanted to be a scientist of some sort, right? And even veterinarians and people who are coroners and medical examiners are part of that science world, right? And so while I can end up in conversations with lawyers, judges, presidents, executives, and none of that bothers me, should I run into a coroner, a veterinarian, a paleontologist, right? I get all like shy and I don't know what to say and I get all blushy and things like that. So it's this career crush thing. It's this piece. So it's not that it's the human, it's this crush on their life, that they the kind of the journey that they took and where they decided to dedicate themselves. And then also, you know, their success and their place within their community of that, right? And so, yeah. And so in some ways, I think as I was looking for careers, right, I would try them on in that same way we do that masking thing, right? And check out kind of how it all felt when you were wearing the uniform, whatever that uniform may be. And so, yeah, it's something that I think is interesting. And I wonder if all small autistics feel this way and do this kind of thing. I wonder if other adult autistics still do this thing like I do. And so I think about it and I wonder how much of it, right? Like as a little kid, I know I wear glasses now, but as a little kid, I didn't need them. In fact, I didn't need glasses until I was in my 30s, really. And I always wanted to be wearing glasses. Why smart kids wore glasses, science people wore glasses, right? And that was sort of, ooh, I just kicked the table. I'm sorry. I'm having trouble getting comfortable on my kitchen chairs because they're not comfortable. They're for sitting, eating, and leaving. So anyway, yeah. So what are you guys saying over here? Bill says, I'm consumed by this feeling and I wonder if it comes from imposter syndrome. I do feel like that. I do feel like there's a link to it because there's that portion of imposter syndrome where it feels like you're an alien in an environment. And so you're like, oh, I clearly don't fit in here, right? And I need to somehow put it on that I fit here, right? And I don't know how to do that myself in a way that works for the rest of the world. So I have to kind of bodily, physically echolalia that stuff, right? And so I know it comes in there. And then the imposter syndrome, right? There's that idea that inside, you know, that you couldn't really ever be these things, right? Or that you believe that inside, right? There were times in my life where those were the careers I wanted, and times in my life where I believed I could do it, and then other times in my life where I just knew, no, I wasn't going to be able to do it, right? And so, you know, there is that piece of it where it's like, I just, you know, I want to be like them. So let's see. Is it something you still want, says Joe. Envy is a tricky emotion for me that I struggled with, and it took months trying to figure it out, stripping it away from regret and jealousy. Ooh, interesting. So that's really interesting. I don't know if it's really envy, but it is sort of that looking up to. So like envy has that, we call it like, you know, envy can be like a negative thing, I guess. We kind of put it in this negative place, but yes, it's those feelings, but not that negativity. So it doesn't feel like stalkery, and it doesn't feel like it makes me bitter inside or angry inside. It's just like, oh my God, like I get all little girl, like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. I don't even want to, like, I'm going to stumble over my words or I'm going to whatever. And I get all blushy kind of thing because I think to myself, well, in another version of my life, I would hope to have been like that, right? Or I tried to be like that and I couldn't do it, and this person did, and that's so fucking cool, right? Another momentary time it happened recently, you guys. Remember when I was telling you about the emergency room with Antonio, and I was telling you about how we were kind of in the waiting room, and then an emergency came in, right? And this person was code blue, and that whole deal. Code 4, whatever they said. And then I saw that doctor on top of a stretcher, right? They're moving it at a humongously fast pace. And there she is giving CPR like a maniac, right? With all of herself. And I thought, wow, that's amazing. So maybe, and there's a component of it, right? So it's not all veterinarians and it's not all paleontologists and not all coroners, right? It's the ones that do it well. Yes, Bill, starstruck. Yes, it's that feeling of being starstruck, but because of someone's career choice or because of the way they do and handle their career. So yeah, starstruck over this particular component of their life, right? And so I don't know, I think it's really interesting. And I wonder if you guys experience that out there, if you guys have people that you've sort of looked up to into this way, that if you ever meet someone who does this job for a living or has this title or whatever, that you can't quite be you in front of them. There's like like you get, yeah, like stuck, right? And so it's an interesting thing to me, and it's a recent thing I've been thinking about. And as we're sort of peeling back the onion of masking and figuring out where we pick it up, where we feel like we need it still, that kind of thing, I ran into this feeling, and it was so interesting to me. And I think, well, there aren't a lot of people that make me feel that way anymore. It's just these really specific people, right? When I was younger, it was a lot of different people, right? It wasn't just people for their careers. I used to do it. I used to feel it about people whose talents I really envied. Like if someone was really good at painting or something artistic, right? Definitely, yes. Only when you've met your favorite band members, yes. But for me, it wasn't about band members. I've met band members before. I love their bands. That's fine. I don't get this paralyzing nervousness. So what I'm curious about is, but when I was younger, I did. So when I was younger and it was about band members, it was about their dress and their look and the way that they carried themselves, and that kind of thing. And with the careers, it's some other component of who they are that that they get to identify with this particular career. And I think that's the piece that I get all envious about. And then when I meet someone who does that job well, in my opinion, I get all starstruck. And so I wonder if it happens to neurotypicals. Do they have this situation when it comes to careers and people who have a career or a career that they think is interesting? Curious, have no idea. But this is the stuff that was going on in my brain when I was a little kid. And it's interesting that it's still hanging around. So yeah, that's where I'm at. And the thing that I'm thinking about this week, and the thing that I'm sort of struggling with this week, because I'm trying to figure out if it's a healthy way to be thinking about somebody, or if I'm not doing something in my life that I feel is missing, and therefore that missing piece is what I'm envying. So I am on the hunt, and I am working on that, and I am thinking it through. And I, of course, will let you guys know where I'm at with it all the time. But I wanted to share it with you this week because I felt like it was the thing that was feeling the freshest for me that I wanted to kind of discuss with you guys. I'm not sure what we'll get to next week, but that's going to be it for me for this live stream, you guys. I would love, excuse me, I would love to know how you guys feel about it. How did you think about it when you were a kid versus how you deal with it now? Does it still stick around? Did it exist back then? What did it look like for you? So as always, I love hearing your input. Please feel free to comment wherever you saw this video. And of course, you can reach me directly at my website, which is beccalaurie.com. From there, you can use the contact page on the website, which goes directly to me. You can follow all my social media, and you can, of course, find my writing, the course, the Ko-Fi link, the Redbubble store. It's all there on the website, beccalaurie.com, and the links are right below. Bill and I are on this hunt. We are heading off to do it. We will let you know where we get to, but we are peeling back the onion as a group. And so I love hearing from you guys where you're at with it. I will see you on Sunday for Growing Gratitude, and of course next Tuesday for the next Being Becca Live. In between, I will see you out and about on the interweb, and know that you can always reach out to me. Please, you guys, your thumbs up and thumbs down mean the world to me. They let me know if I'm on point with topics, off point with topics, if I should change the way I do things, whatever it is. Another thing, before I go, a thing I have considered lately is perhaps a third live stream in which I want to do some storytelling. Some childhood storytelling. So, well, interesting, Bill. I don't know who can see through it. That's creepy. But anyway, we will go on this hunt. We will continue this conversation out and about on the interwebs. I look forward to seeing that from you guys and continuing all of our really good conversations. Have an amazing day. Get out there and create joy, share joy. Make sure you seek it, because if you're not looking for it, you're not going to have any. And people without joy aren't people you want to be around, let alone be. So yeah, have a good rest of your day, you guys. I will see you out and about there, and I will see you, of course, next for Growing Gratitude on Sunday. Have a good one, you guys. Bye.